If you are learning statistics for research, one of the first tests you will come across is the t-test. Many beginners know the name but are unsure when they should actually use it. When to use a t-test? You should use a t-test when your research question is about comparing averages, means. Instead of looking at every individual value, a t-test compares the average value of one group with the average value of another group, or with a known value. It then tells you whether the difference between those averages is large enough to be considered statistically significant, meaning the difference is unlikely to be due to chance alone. A t-test is also used when your outcome variable is numerical. This means the data should be measured using numbers, such as age, weight, height, income, blood pressure, test scores, or monthly sales. A t-test cannot be used for categories such as gender, marital status, or education level because these variables are labels, not numbers, so you cannot calculate an average for them. Another important point is that a t-test is designed for comparing only two conditions. These conditions might be two different groups, two measurements taken from the same people, or one group compared with a known value. If your study includes 3 or more groups, you would normally choose another statistical test, such as ANOVA. How do you know which t-test to use? Many students become confused because there is more than one type of t-test. The good news is that choosing the correct one is actually very simple. You only need to ask yourself one question: what am I comparing? Your answer to this question will tell you which type of t-test you should use. When to use a one-sample t-test: use a one-sample t-test when you have only one group in your study and you want to compare its average with a single known or expected value. The known value is simply a fixed number that you already have. It can come from a standard, a target, a previous study, or an official guideline. Instead of comparing two different groups of people, you compare your group's average with this one fixed value. A simple way to recognize this situation is to ask yourself, do I have only one group, and am I checking whether its average is different from a known value? If the answer is yes, then a one-sample t-test is the correct choice. The key point is that there is only one sample. There is no second group to compare with. The comparison is always between your sample average and one fixed value. For example, your research measures the average cholesterol level of patients in one hospital. National health guidelines state that the normal average cholesterol level is 200 mg per deciliter. You want to find out whether your patient's average cholesterol level is different from this known value. In this case, you would use a one-sample t-test. To calculate a one-sample t-test, first find your sample mean, standard deviation, and sample size. Then enter these values into the one-sample t-test formula to calculate the t-value. Next, calculate the degrees of freedom. Finally, use the t-value to find the p-value, or simply use software such as Excel or SPSS, which calculates it automatically. If the p-value is less than 0.05, the difference is statistically significant. When to use an independent samples t-test: use an independent samples t-test when you want to compare the averages of two separate groups. The word independent simply means the two groups are completely separate. The people or observations in one group are different from those in the other group. No participant can belong to both groups, and the result from one group does not affect the other group. Before choosing this test, ask yourself: am I comparing two different groups? If the answer is yes, then an independent samples t-test is usually the right choice. This is one of the most commonly used t-tests in research because many studies compare two separate groups. The main idea is that each person, object, or observation appears in only one group. Once a participant is placed in one group, they cannot also belong to the other group. The purpose of this test is to find out whether the average of one group is different from the average of the other group. If your research compares the average blood pressure of patients who receive medicine A with patients who receive medicine B, each patient receives only one medicine, so the two groups are separate. In this case, you would use an independent samples t-test. In Excel, choose t-test to sample assuming equal variances. After running the test, look at the two-tail value because we simply want to know whether the average blood pressure is different between the two medicines. In this example, the p-value is as much smaller than 0.05. This means the difference is statistically significant. In simple words, the average blood pressure is significantly different between patients who received medicine A and those who received medicine B. When to use a paired samples t-test: use a paired samples t-test when the two sets of data are connected. The most common situation is when the same people are measured twice. Since both measurements come from the same participants, the two sets of data are naturally connected. You should ask yourself, are these two measurements connected to the same person or the same object? If the answer is yes, then you should use a paired samples t-test. This test is different from the independent samples t-test because you are not comparing two different groups of people. Instead, you are comparing two measurements that belong to the same participants. Since each participant provides two related values, the data are paired. The word paired simply means that every value in the first measurement has one matching value in the second measurement because they both belong to the same person or object. If your research measures patients' blood sugar levels before they start a new treatment and after they complete the treatment, because both measurements come from the same patients, you would use a paired samples t-test. In Excel, choose t-test, paired two sample for means. After running the test, look at the two-tail value because we want to know whether blood sugar levels changed after treatment. In this example, the p-value which is much smaller than 0.05. This means the treatment produced a statistically significant change in blood sugar levels. When to use a one-tailed t-test, after choosing the correct type of t-test like two-sample assuming equal variances, independent samples t-test and paired samples t-test, you also need to decide whether your hypothesis should be one-tailed or two-tailed. Use a one-tailed t-test when your research predicts the direction of the difference before you analyze the data. In simple words, you already expect one average to be either higher or lower than the other. You are not testing for just any difference. You are testing for a difference in one specific direction. The main feature of a one-tailed test is that your research hypothesis makes a clear prediction before you collect or analyze your data. If your research examines whether a new cholesterol-lowering medicine reduces cholesterol levels compared with the current medicine, because you specifically expect the new medicine to produce lower cholesterol levels, a one-tailed t-test would be appropriate. For this example, the data contain two separate groups, so in Excel choose t-test, two sample assuming equal variances. Because our hypothesis predicts that the new medicine will lower cholesterol levels, we interpret the one-tail value. In this example, the one-tail p-value is 6.29966 times 10 to the power of negative 13. Which is much smaller than 0.05. This means there is strong evidence that the new medicine lowers cholesterol levels compared with the current medicine. We use the one-tail p-value because our hypothesis predicted the direction of the difference before analyzing the data. When to use a two-tailed t-test, use a two-tailed t-test when you only want to know whether a difference exists between two averages. In this case, you do not predict which average will be higher or lower. You simply want to find out whether the two averages are different. This is the most common choice in research because many studies only want to know whether a difference exists, without expecting the result to go in a particular direction. If your research question simply asks whether two averages are different, then a two-tailed t-test is usually the appropriate option. If your research compares the average recovery time of patients receiving treatment A and treatment B, you do not expect one treatment to be better than the other. You only want to know whether their average recovery times are different. In this case, you would use a two-tailed t-test. For this example, the data also contain two separate groups, so in Excel choose t-test, two sample assuming equal variances, because we only want to know whether the two treatments are different, without predicting which one is better. We interpret the two-tail value. In this example, the two-tail p-value is 1.57064 which is much smaller than 0.05. This means there is a statistically significant difference in the average recovery time between treatment A and treatment B. We use the two-tail p-value because our hypothesis only asks whether a difference exists, not which treatment is better. Remember, one-tailed and two-tailed are not separate options in Excel. You first choose the correct t-test based on your data, and then you interpret either the one-tail or the two-tail p-value depending on your research hypothesis.